Welcome back, everyone. Another pre-show stream for all of you today. And have I got something uber interesting for all of us to look at? Before we jump on over, get Scotty Lopez and go live on the podcast. I'll be with you in just a moment. Enjoy the upside down that is Loch Ness. Big shout out to the bearded traveller, Gareth. He's looking good. He's washing his hands. He's good to go. We've got Bernays Sauce, Jose Ramon Francis, ZX81. Good to see you. India Kane, good to see you. Polly, Jocelyn from Alaska. Nice to see you. Is there a pyramid in Alaska? There's a show we could do. Who else we got in here? We have got the quite wonderful Billy Joe is back in town. Good to see you, Billy. It's been far too long. I hope you're keeping well. We've also got the Wookiee, and Polly was first today. So hope you're all doing really well out there. I've slapped on the hair gel. The hat is off today. Dave has left the building. Or has he? Of course not. Dave's always kicking around. I hope you've had a good day out there today. I've had a nice kind of chillaxed, lazy day. I am stuffed to the gunnels. I can barely move. Anne has decided it's her mission in life to try and fatten me up. And I tell you, whoa, it's not good going. For a guy that's built like the side of a £5 note, trust me, putting weight on is problematic. But Anne is absolutely determined to not quite feed me to death, try and get some weight onto me. So listen, folks, if you see me ballooning up over the next couple of weeks, tell me. I need to be told, okay? I don't want to end up some big dude. All right. I would look strange as a big dude. Let's face it. So anyway, less of my eating habits. Nobody came here to hear what I had for dinner. Steak pie and potatoes and broccoli. Absolutely lovely. But today I was sent an interesting link by a good friend of the family, and somebody who shared in the Boleskine experience with me and my brother. A big shout out to Greg out there. And Greg, hurry up and get that drone up over Loch Ness. I need more drone footage, dude. I can work magic with drone footage. But no, Greg sent me a story today. And at first glance, I thought, okay. And then I started to read it. And I found something very interesting indeed. Almost something hiding in plain sight. And we're going to be talking about the Royal Mint. Yes, they've commissioned a new coin. And I think it's very, very interesting and definitely worth taking a look at. Why? Because it features a lot of the types of things that we actually talk about here on the show. Now, before you get excited and you start rushing out there to go and buy this coin, let me warn you, it comes in at a whopping £10,000. Yes, indeed. It's 10k for the new coin. It weighs £22. Yes, £22 in weight, and it's worth 10k in pounds sterling. So we're going to take a look at this, and I'm telling you, there's something really weird about it. The coin itself, and also the way that the BBC, no less, have reported on it. But before we get there, let me take this quick opportunity to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I would assume you all have, I hope. Hit like, hit share, and if you want to go that extra yard and show a little bit more faith in me and get access to all of the emojis that we've got and become one of the KBS members, click the join button. It's not mandatory in any way, it just helps keep the channel going here. And of course, it gets you into our very, very private Sunday streams. So with that said, let us head on over to the BBC and let's get into this. It's as if they're trying to hide things in plain sight, and I think they add to the guilt by omission. What am I talking about? Here it is here. A gold coin. A gold £10,000 coin weighing £22 produced at the Royal Mint in Landstrand. I don't even know how to say that word, right? But you can see the coin here. A pretty impressive looking thing, but you can't quite see the full detail and what's going on just yet. Don't worry, I've got you covered, folks. I've got you covered. So it says here a giant gold coin, or a gold £10,000 coin weighing £22, and that's 10 kilograms, has been produced. The Royal Mint said the biggest coin took 400 hours to produce, including 4 days of polishing. Do you think they've got a groom of the coin? I think there's something in the palace sits there and polishes up all the coins? Probably. If they've got a groom of the stool, a groom of the coin is quite mundane when you think about it, right? So it says the 8-inch wide, that's what she said, coin was created using traditional skills and innovative technology. Very interesting. But we're not anywhere near where we need to be yet. It marks the end of the Mint's Queen's Beasts commemorative coin collection, inspired by 10 stone statues which lined the Queen's route to Westminster Abbey at her coronation in 1953. So starting with the Lion of England in 2017, the collection has showcased the history and symbolism of each creature in turn. So we see this here, and you're probably wondering, why on earth's name did Kev call this the Mark of the Beast? Well, A, it's to commemorate the beasts, but you ain't seen nothing yet. You haven't. So it says, are you ready now? The coin reunites all 10 beasts in one design. It includes a lion, a griffin, a falcon, a bull, a yale, a greyhound, a dragon, a unicorn, and a horse. Now that's all pretty impressive, isn't it? Pretty impressive. The only problem is the coin reunites 10 beasts in one design. And by my counting, you've got a lion, 1, griffin, 2, falcon, 3, bull, 4, yale, 5, greyhound, 6, dragon, 7, unicorn, 8, and a horse, number 9. But there's 10 animals, 10 beasts. So which beast is it that the BBC has conveniently forgot to mention? Well, let's take a closer look at the coin, shall we? And here's the said coin here. You can see it in all its pride. You got the lion, You've got the greyhound, horse, Yale. What is a Yale, by the way? I'm not too sure on that one. This one over here, we've got dragons here. We've got the griffin. We've got the Scottish unicorn. We've got the falcon. And what? Wait, what's this one? What's that one that we didn't hear about? You ready? It just so happens the BBC omitted to mention that there's a horned goat on the coin as one of the royal families or the Queen's beasts. Okay. Why am I so excited? Or why did I choose to title this video the way I did and make this the main story of the day? Because you see, a horned goat isn't just any old other horned goat when it comes to symbolism, is it? And I would think most of the people listening to this stream right now will probably have heard of something called the Goat of Mendes. You heard of that one? No? Take a look at this. So this says talk Goat of Mendes. The former text here unedited by me and read in its entirety as follows. So the Goat of Mendes was a temple goat utilized in an ancient cult in the city of Mendes in Egypt. Now it gets even more bizarre because supposedly the goat copulated with priestesses in certain religious ceremonies. The cult was known for its bestiality and the inception of Christianity during the reign of the Roman Empire. The practices of the Mendes cult inspired the Christian association of goats with Satan and paganism in general. This idea was supposedly, or what this idea was especially strong during the Middle Ages, but but persists to modern times. It goes on to talk about the pentagram, and I don't think they've included the pentagram on there, not that I've really inspected. But if we look at this one here in particular, I don't know, folks, maybe it's just me. I find it utterly bizarre that A, this coin comes out in the first place with unicorns. Although the unicorn and things, maybe not, because we've talked about how the Kelpie, the unicorn and things with Scotland before. But I was quite shocked, very shocked, as was Greg, and that's why he sent it to me, that they had the horned goat on there. And I find it even more interesting in the way that the BBC themselves decided to name 9 of the animals, but left the other one out. And it goes on to say that the Royal Mint's Queen's Beast commemorative coin collection has grown in popularity since the first beast was introduced in 2017 and has become a firm favourite amongst coin collectors across the globe. So this coin sets a new standard for minting, combining centuries-old techniques with innovative technology to create a unique and beautiful work of art. Now listen, it's certainly very, very beautiful. Absolutely exquisite carvings, etchings, drawings, symbols, whatever you want to call it. But at £10,000, I certainly won't be shelling out for many of them. And I don't know, I'm going to come into the chat room because I think it's strange. I think it's strange, and I want to see what you people think out there. And of course, the royal family, it's bound to inspire lots of different ideas. I mean, we've even got, dare I say it, the reptilians, the dragons, right? And for anyone who hasn't been to London, one thing that strikes you, the closer you get to Buckingham Palace and all these kind of royal places, is the amount of statues that are dedicated to these very weird animals and beasties that we're seeing here. In fact, if you're not paying attention, just above eye level, just above height, kind of head height, even for a normal sized guy, you've got all the gargoyles going on, you've got these dragons looking down at you. And now, no doubt, if we were to go and take a look, there's probably a few horned goats kicking about as well. So listen, I called it the Mark of the Beast. Mark refers to money sometimes as well. It's not the mark of the beast from the Bible per se, but it's definitely a mark of a beast of some kind, right? So let me shove some tunes on here and I will come into the chat room and I want to see what people are saying about this. Let's see. Let's see. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. 10k pocket change. Spend more on the belt to hold up my pants. Good for you, Polly. I bet you don't. ZX got anything smaller? Let's see what else we get in there. Donnie, big shout out to you, bro. Big shout out. Let's see. Exact change only, says ZX. Precisely. Can you imagine walking into a shop with one of these things? I'm telling you, man. In Glasgow, you wouldn't make it into the shop. Let's face it. Who else we got in here? We have got... Is Travis in here? Somebody say hi, Trav. Don't tell me the coolest guy from Warrior Mode's in here. Don't tell me he's kicking about, is he? We've got First Paranormal. How you doing, brother? Is it Peter Griffin or Ed Griffin, says Polly. Yep, they called for an end, says Bernice. I missed that, but that's a wheel. Like calling a wheel of cheese a coin. I have a whole coin of brie, please. Indeed. What else we got in here? I eat goat for breakfast. I think Polly's been taking some speed today. He's rapid on the keys here. Okay, we've got buy silver. What about the beast in the middle of the coin? Hey, boom, boom. I wasn't going to go there, but you did, so that's okay. Can't use it for shopping trolley. Definitely not. Can you imagine you had to put that in the back of a shopping trolley? Think, that's what a pound coin looks like to a guy my size, okay? You don't want to be a wee guy like me. You'd think she'd have released a memorial coin for her husband, Philip. I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will, Wanda. I think this was like the culmination of her ceremony of the beasts. So it's a weird coin. Now I want to ask another question then. Probably a bit more controversial. There's no right or wrong answer here if you ask me. But that term, the mark of the beast, I mean, what is it? And I'm sure every generation since that Bible came into print and the more Christianity spread around the world, I would imagine that every couple of generations, if not every generation, has had something come along where they think it's the mark of the beast. I seen Polly earlier on, I think he mentioned the barcode. I've seen a lot of people talking about that over the years. I think when I first seen people talking about that, and I don't know if this is right or not, but they say there's a 6 at one end and a 6 at the other end. And then a 6 always appears in the middle. So you've got that 666 thing going on. And it's certainly, in the world of commerce, especially if you're in warehouses or shops or, barcodes, they're everywhere, right? But are they technically the mark of the beast? And I'm no Bible scholar, far from it, listen. But does it not say that it'll either be on the hand or the forehead? Something like that. I don't know. Like I say, I think every generation, in the context of the times that they're living, have probably had something that they have all referred to or they've feared would be the mark. But that's just my opinion. And I don't know what it is specifically. Listen, if it's anything at all. Now, this is going to be highly controversial because people will think, well, Kev, how can you say that if you claim to be a Christian? Well, first off the bat, I don't put a label on myself. Second, my problem comes, we're here today talking about the royal family, right? Many of you out there trust the royals. I'm going to take a rough guess and say probably none of yous, right? So why then do we take a book that was edited by King James and altered over the ages, who knows how many times? Why do we take that as pardon the pun gospel? I don't think you need a book to get to wherever you're going after we leave the flesh suit. And I know that offends some people. It truly does. Do I believe there's a God? I do. I tend to call him the creator. Do I think Jesus Christ came here? Yes, I do. Do I think the stories in the Bible are all true? No, I don't. No, I don't. I think it contains some truth, as does all religious texts, as do all people's mythology, all their creation stories. I think everything's got a little bit of truth in it. I think that's what got scattered. I think the whole picture, like a big jigsaw, all got flung about all over the place. And I think there's knowledge to be gained from many different ancient texts. Now, I don't care what people think of me. I gave up on that a long time ago. So if you think that's controversial or you think that makes me a bad person, I ask you to look at yourself. And what is it that makes you judge others like that? That's all I would say. But what do you think the mark of the beast would be? Is it some chip? Is it a system? What do you think, folks? I'm going to come into the chat room and find out what people are saying. And I'm going to shove on some Loch Ness in the background. PPP, smoke 'em if you've got 'em. And tell me what you think the mark of the beast is, folks. I'm going to hazard a guess and say it's not this £10,000 coin. I don't think so. So ZX is saying, yeah, thank you ZX, because I wasn't too sure on that. Wasn't too sure. Donnie says, found a stone arrangements at Bush Kev Baker show too. Oh, nice. Drop that in a chat room or something, Donnie, if we get a chance. I'm actually going to be having on one of our archaeological friends, I believe, in the next week or so, from down under. I think Jessica's going to join us for a show. Mammoth Hunter, I believe, not sure. Trying to work out something just now, but we're going back down under. We've got Wanda saying it's Halloween chocolate coins. Count here is 11. I must have missed the first part of that. Nephilim money. Big time, dude. It's like a Nephilim coin, isn't it? Either that or that guy's like only 2 foot tall and he's a hobbit. Maybe it's just the size of a pound coin. It's just all about perspective, right? Is it perspective? Yeah. It's an optical illusion, folks. The guy's hands are just small. So we've got, let's see, what else has been said? I would hope a voice inside would let me know not to take the mark. I.e., some call the Holy Spirit, or just trust in your gut. Leslie, that's a brilliant thing. I think that gut sense. I do think that at times you could read into that as being something almost, call it your higher self, some higher power giving you a heads up about something. Totally with you. Spidey senses, absolutely. There we go. I think Yale is the goat. Is Yale the goat? Will we check that out? If that's the case, I'm going to be highly disappointed. And why did they call it Yale? Who calls a goat Yale? Goat. You're right, dude. You're right. So it's a mythical goat, right? This is even better. The plot thickens. Let's get into it. Right, let's see. The Yale is a mythical goat-like beast historically used in European heraldry, or heraldry. What a name, what a word. Its name is thought to be derived from the Hebrew word Yale, meaning ibex. Now, long used as a heraldic symbol associated with the British royal family, the Yale was a favourite symbol of Lady Margaret Beaufort in the 15th century. Lady Margaret, the mother of King Henry the 7th, I hate Roman numerals, was a benefactor of Christ's College and St. John's College at the University of Cambridge, and her mythical Yale can be seen as a sculptural decoration on the gates of those colleges. At Cambridge, the heraldic symbol was used as a marker of higher education, a tradition which is continued at Yale University to this day. So it stole my next point. I was going to say, I wonder if that's where Yale University gets its name from. So the Yale can be found throughout the university campus, and while it's no handsome Dan, the goat-like creature is present on the entrances of the Davenport College, the Timothy Dwight College, as well as the official banner of the president of the university, and on the mace carried annually at commencement. Let's take a look at this. The Yale and Ayali, a graduation. Yeah, it's perfectly normal. I mean, a perfectly normal thing to be wandering about with at a university, right? Right? Damn, dude. So it says, in most recent addition to the university heraldry, the Yale is featured prominently in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences coat of arms. Let's see. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely it is. And playfully representing the intellectual curiosity and the inquiry of the S or FAS faculty in both arts and scientists. Now, who was it that gave us that? Who was it? Was it Jungle Hip? Was that who gave us it? It was Jungle Hip. Thank you very much. You see, learn something new here every day. But if that's the case, then, if that's the case, we need to go back, don't we? We need to go back to the story. Why? Because there's only 9 things listed. So let's see. We've got the lion, griffin, 2, falcon, 3, bull, 4, Yale, goat, 5. We've got the greyhound, 6, dragon, 7, unicorn, 8, and a horse, 9. So what's missing? So that's the lion. That's the Yale. Is this the falcon? The bull? The unicorn? Is that a phoenix rising? I don't know. Is that the griffin? Well, that's the dragon, right? What's this boy over here then? Because there's the lion, right? Oh, help me out here, Trips. What one are they not? What one did they not mention? Polly says what I took from that is Roman numeral for 7 has 11 in it. So 7 is a severed 11. Can I have what you're smoking today, Polly? Please. The Black Bull, not sure. I think this one here is the bull, right? So, goat, lion, horse. Was a horse in it? Yep, the horse, the unicorn, the dragon. Come on, folks. What's in here? I'm going absolutely mad. Dog? Is there a dog? Yeah, it's the greyhound. It's the greyhound there. The Aphis bull. CJ, how you doing, man? Right, what's a griffin look like? Right, the griffin looks a bit like that. Right, so this could be, so that is the griffin then. This one here, right? That's the griffin. Dragon, unicorn, bull, falcon, Yale, lion. So what's this other lion? What's that one? With the big... Is that like bare feet? The dog looks like... Is that... Looking forward to Freaky Friday with my pal Renzo. Is it this week Renzo's on? I don't even know if it's this week, dude. Wings. Well, the dragon's there. The dragon is right there. And then you got the griffin, the unicorn. I think it's this one here. I don't know the name of this boy. It just looks like a royal lion, doesn't it? 2 lions. Gotta be. It doesn't actually say, because I read the whole story earlier on. It says the Royal Mint's Queen Beast commemorative, blah, blah, blah. Engraving machines at the Mint site and somewhere in definitely Wales were used to cut the coin which was of a denomination of £10,000. A master toolmaker then hand-worked the coin. So he's the groom of the coin, right? Removing any marks made by the cutting process before it was polished. The coin was later frosted or laser frosted to texture the surface. And the mint said the price of £10,000 denomination gold version was available on application. Dang, dude. 10k for a coin. Listen, if any of you out there are considering purchasing one of these coins for me, listen, save the money. Just send me $5,000 and we'll be all happy, right? 10 grand for a coin. I was watching what you call it? Pawn Stars. Is that the name of it? Yeah, that's the name of it. The mad pawn shop over in Vegas. And the guy in that, he goes to one of these coin fairs. It's like coin collectors. I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. It's a really weird name. But do you know how much one of the coins that he was trying to find for a buyer was? 70k. 70k for this a gold dollar thing. It was a weird looking thing. It's quite a big looking thing. An 8-sided gold dollar coin. It might be, I think it was $1, but this thing was worth 70k. And then you got these coins that are worth $250,000. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But you know what else is crazy about this one? And I hate to sound dark, right? But do you think this could be a good investment? Do you think there could be a quick buck to be made on this? I'm not being cold. I'm just being realistic. But she's an old woman. You hear me? She's not going to be around forever. We don't think. Hopefully. How much is this coin going to go up in value after she passes? How much are any of these coins that are commemorative type things that people spend money on? I would have to assume that they're going to go through the roof, right? Now, the longer you hold on to it, obviously, I'd imagine the value is going to go up, but surely that value is going to, people are going to spend a lot of money to get their hands on that in the event of her passing, when she passes. You know, is that a good investment to be made? I think I'd rather, if I had that money, I'd rather put it into Bitcoin, but I'm no financial expert, so I don't know. What's on the other side of the coin, said ZX. Well, let's take a little look. Let's take a look, my friend. Here we go. See if it flips it over. And remember, folks, this coin is not big. That man has just got really, really small hands. So there you see it getting made. See if it shows us the other side. No, it's just going to show us her. I think it must be on both sides, dude. It's got to be right. It marks the end of the mint's commemorative, inspired by 10 stone statues. There you go. I bet it doesn't show us them, though. Which lined the Queen's route to Westminster Abbey. Yes, indeed. At her coronation in... Well, you see, Geraldine says not much use in a cashless society. No, it is, because it's made of gold. Gold will always maintain its value, whether you're getting money for it or bitcoins, but gold will always be valuable. If everything goes tits up, I reckon you'd be all right if you've got a bit of gold and silver on you. Granted, you'd have to smelt that down a bit, obviously. But and remember, it's not a big coin. This is somebody with really small hands, and it's only about that size, really. They're just trying to make it look massive. That's what I think, anyway. So I don't know. Listen, I'd love to think that somebody watching this stream out of the 52 of us, A, has the money to get that coin, and B, no, I've got. Listen, I don't see. Does anyone know people that would spend that on a coin? Really? I mean, granted, there's going to be people that snap them up. You can guarantee that. 10,000 quid for a coin? I don't know. It's a bit steep for me. Definitely a bit steep for me. But I'm going to get a quick drink of coffee, wet my whistle, PPP, and then we'll come back. I've got another little thing to take a look at. Just a quick look at. It's weird, and it refers to a long lost land, maybe, perhaps. And we'll see what else is kicking around before I need to go and get Scotty Lopez and get ready for another live show over on tfrlive.com. So I'll be back in just a moment, folks. Don't go anywhere. Oh, look at that. Look, Polly, he is absolutely on fire today. It's a normal lion and the rampant lion. Well, we'll take the rampant lion, thank you very much. That's ours. Those pesky English are not getting our lion. Oh no, I sound like somebody in the SNP now. Take the lion, take the lion. They're not extinct, Polly. They live on Scottish flags. They do. Billy Joe, I guess if it's worth its weight per ounce, it could make sense to buy it. With you there. Can't argue with that, Billy. Is the rampant lion similar to the cave lion, asks our fellow YouTuber, Sunny Monk. Great question. The rampant lion's just a bit rampant. It's here, there, everywhere. As opposed to the cave one that stays in the cave. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Whoa, we've got a new member coming in. We've got a member coming in. Ding! Malaya. Woo! New member. Love it. Okay, we're going to be having a real BBC day here today. And I wonder why people call me a Shelley. No, this one is thank you to Jason. Jason sent this one in. What are you saying now? What did you do? Oh, poor Annie. Poor Annie's thermostat's broken. I think it's that time of life. Oops. Scared to say it too loud in case I get the shoe. She's really temperamental these days. Got like walking on eggshells. Yeah, not walking on sunshine anymore. I'm walking on eggshells. Hey. What does she need 10 beasts for anyway? It's a very good point. It's a very good point. However, I'm not usually one to stick up for the Queen, but I would imagine she didn't really get much consultation into what statues were going to be peering over her big day. Maybe she did. Maybe she did. I don't know. I really don't know. But they own half the planet, right? Or at least they've got the deeds to the land, so probably they think they own all the beasts as well. These people think they're a different race than us, a different species than us, folks. It's a weird world. The wonderful world of the royals. Yes, indeed. And look, I've not been triggered by talking about the royals today. I've not gone into my usual reptilian stuff. No need. The creep factor is already there. And talking of creeps, we're going to go back to the BBC now. Jason found a good link here. I like this, dude. I've not read this yet, but this ties in with a lot of the stuff we were talking about on a previous pre-show stream. It might even have been the Sunday stream. We were taking a look up at the Orkney and Shetlands and the prehistoric settlements that they've got up there. And we were going back, what, 5,000 years? That's pretty cool. Today we're going back 1 billion years? Oh, a 1 billion year old fossil found preserved in the Torridon rocks. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful part of the country, folks? Torridon... Is it Westeros or Easteros? Westeros, I'm going to guess that. A 1 billion year old fossil found in the Highlands could be the earliest multicellular animal recorded by science so far. We came out of Scotland? But hey, it's worth a try, right? The microscopic fossil was discovered at Loch Torridon, in Westeros by researchers led by the University of Sheffield and the US's Boston College. Now, why on earth are the University of Sheffield and the US's Boston College? Why are we not talking about the University of the Highlands and Islands, that world-renowned education centre? I mean, you've all heard of it, right? I mean, it's in Inverness. Come on. They should be doing this. But anyway, it says scientists said it could prove a new link in the evolution of animals. Animals came out of Scotland. That wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, researchers could identify it contained 2 distinct cell types thanks to the fossil's exceptional preservation. Now, the fossil gives new insight into the transition of single-celled organisms to complex multicellular animals. What was Scotland in the heart of the primordial soup? That'd be kind of cool if we found that out. It'd be hard to prove it, but it'd be a good LARP, eh? It's been named Bicelium brazieri. Really nice Scottish name to it, right? Not. And is described in a new research paper published in Current Biology. Surely they should have called it Bicelium Mick brazieri. Or Mac brazieri. That would have been far more apt. Look at it. Terrifying thing. Oh, need to scroll down that. I don't want to be seeing what's happened in Line of Duty. Dang, dude. So, Professor Charles Wellman of the University of Sheffield said the origins of the complex multicellularity and the origin of the animals are considered 2 of the most important events in the history of life on Earth. And our discovery sheds new light on both. Donnie, I know I'm a firm supporter of the out of Australia theory when it comes to us bipedal buggers. But I think we might need to go back to the primordial soup in Scotland to see where it all began. God, don't tell the SNP this. Oh my God, this will be their next thing. Anywho, don't get me started on them. Don't. Jason knows it's not good. It's not good. So the discovery suggests that the evolution of multicellular animals occurred at least 1 billion years ago. And the early events prior to the evolution of animals may have occurred in freshwater lakes rather than the ocean. The research team now hopes to examine other samples taken from the Torridon area's ancient rocks and find more fossils that could provide further insight into the evolution of multicellular organisms. There you go. Now, I do know something else that's been found in Scotland a lot recently. Hang on. You might not really think it, but when it comes to Scotland, you know one thing that they're turning up more and more as the years go by? Dinosaurs. Yep. Dinosaurs. Here's just one story I pulled up there. And again, we're going to the BBC. Egg Beach runner stumbles upon a dinosaur bone. So we've got this here. It says a scientist has discovered a 166 million year old dinosaur fossil while running along a shore, or the shore, of a small Scottish island. Dr. Elsa Pancaroli that sounds like a type of pasta, doesn't it? Pancaroli. Be nice with some tomato sauce. was running to meet up with her paleontology research team on Egg when she made the discovery. So she's actually a paleontologist and she tripped over a dinosaur bone. Come on. You know, in Scotland, dinosaur bone fossils had only previously been found on the Isle of Skye. And the Isle of Skye is littered with these bones. Littered. So the limb bone is about 50 centimetres, 19 inches long. Boy, that's a whopper. And thought to belong to a stegosaurian dinosaur, like a stegosaurus. Scientists have been searching for dinosaur fossils on the island for about 200 years. And previously, the only fossils found on Egg were marine reptiles, reptiles and fish. So Dr. Pancaroli said the research team was looking for these fossils and had not expected to find any evidence of a dinosaur. So yes, we do have a very rich history beneath our feet here in Scotland, definitely. Now, what else have I got today? This was another one I had. These little stones here. I think these are of interest, and I think they need discussing, and I'm going to tell you why. Anyone ever seen these before? No? Are the Tartaria, yes, Tartaria tablets, actually written in Hungarian? Now, I've never seen these before. You've heard me talking about how I've not looked into the whole Tartaria thing. So when I seen that in the title today, and I don't even know if this refers to the same Tartaria that other people talk to, not gone through it all. But I thought that's quite interesting, woo. Pretty interesting. So let's go and take a look at what it says. It says archaeologists in Bulgaria have found writing that dates back 5,000 years. This writing, found inscribed in clay, is called the Tartaria Tablets by M.R. Rees. Now, Rees makes it clear for ancient origins that the Tartaria Tablets, or the Vinca Turdis tablets, were discovered by Nikolai Vlasa. The Tartaria tablets were found in North Vlasa, found in what Vlasa, the archaeologist who worked on the site in 1961, called a ritual pit, along with 26 burnt clay idols and 2 Seladic alabaster idols, plus the scorched and disjointed bones of a man. So he described this site as a magic religious complex. Although Dr. Vlasa has suggested that the man was probably a sacrifice, the research of Dr. Vamos Toth Bater, or Batter, indicates that the man was more likely a priest who had passed in a fire and then was buried with ritual items he valued while alive. The Hungarian scholar Dr. Vamos Toth Bater believes that the Tartaria tablets are written in Magyar. Now, using Magyar, Vamos Toth Bater believed he could read these mysterious inscriptions. So here's another picture of it here. There you go. Tartaria. And it says something like 5,500 years ago, I'm taking it. Here's like a bit of it here. It goes on to say, Dr. Vamos Toth Bater has opened up the world to new knowledge about the toponyms and cultural traits that connected ancient civilizations around the world. He's been able to use linguistic, anthropological. How can I say that word and then I get stuck on stupid words? What is wrong with my brain? I'm telling you. Broken head, right? The historical toponomic evidence to vividly make us aware of the Tamana culture. Now, I've never heard of the Tamana culture before. So it says there are 3 Tartaria tablets and controversy surrounds their content. Rees wrote that some believe the etchings are a primitive form of writing, while others believe they are pictograms, random scribbles, religious symbols, or symbols of ownership. Up until now, no one has conclusively deciphered the Tartaria tablets. However, various researchers have stated that the signs on the tablets have affinities to the Proto-Sumerian, pre-dynastic Egyptian, Libyco-Berber, Proto-Elamite, and Trojan writing. That's a fair mix there, eh? Zanotti has suggested that the dates of these tablets may be between 3300 and 3000 BC, to contemporary with Uruk IV of the Jamdet Nasser period in Mesopotamia. And many signs engraved on the pots, on Vinca pots, are comparable to pottery marks from Asia Minor ceramic ware, especially pottery from Troy. If we come down, there's more kind of diagrams here of what we're talking about. Make it smaller. It says many of these vases made by Vinca potters have shapes that are basically akin to Trojan ones. Pots with dark, polished surfaces, often decorated with incisions filled with white paste, are common both in the first settlement at Troy and in the earlier phase of the Vinca culture. And Vinca ware also show affinity to later pottery at Troy. So, goes on to say, is the script on the Tartaria tablets from the Magyar language? So, can I ask people out there that might be more knowledgeable on this whole Tartaria thing? Is this the same Tartaria that they're talking about, or is this somewhere completely different? Hey, hey, hey! Hold on now, hold on. No, bro. Scotty Lopez is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Scotty Lopez is in the building. So I'm going to send him that there. Tell him to get a nice PPP before we get going. Scotty will be with me in 26 minutes when we go live over on the main Kev Baker podcast for the day. And that'll be on tfrlive.com. It'll also be on TalkStream Live, Paranormal Radio app, and we simulcast it over in the KBS Discord. So wherever you want to listen to it, as long as you get to listen to it, I can guarantee there'll be some good conversation and some good laughs along the way today, because I need to have a good laugh. I need to let my hair down, so to speak. Figuratively speaking, my hair's falling out. My boy reminds me every day I'm getting thinner and thinner on top. But hey, listen, it is what it is, right? I'm told going bald is a sign of being distinguished, but it's always bald people that tell me that. So I don't know if that's like BS or what. So it goes on to say here, right? It goes on to say the Carpathian Basin was at the centre for cattle rearing and copper mining during the Middle Neolithic. Dr. Vamos Toth Batter. That must have been terrible when he was young, right? Because he'd have been called Master. Oh, did I press the right button there? I think I did. He'd have been called Master. There you go. See. That must have been very embarrassing for the young boy. Has found thousands of toponyms that connect the Carpathian Basin to other parts of the world. So here's some more of it lying down here. But oh look, tell me it isn't so. Is that a horned goat? Is that a Yale, ladies and gentlemen? Does that take us full circle to the Yale, the horned goat of Mendez? Now again, the audience are far more intelligent than I am. So they figured out what this actually was, and maybe I was stretching it just a little bit, going with the whole, I don't know, goats that copulate with priestesses and weirdness in the temple. You see how that can happen? You guys and girls out there, you keep me right. So I stood corrected on that one. Still a creepy coin though. I'm going to go with it. Probably remove this video afterwards. No, I won't. We don't do that. But Tartaria, I was asking you a question and I forgot. So let's see. Did people answer the question? That's the question. First panel, did Liv start in 3 North then? So I think that's Jason saying, did life start in the North? Oh, listen, you know, Jason, I'd love to make a case for that. Everything came out of Scotland, so it did. I don't know, dude. I don't know, but it looks like there was a bit of wackiness going on with some single cell and multicellular things going on in the past. I don't know. I don't know, man. Geraldine says, good devouring. Okay, need for that. I was going to get into something really dark there. How can we trust the dating of artifacts? Well, I know there's a bit of contention around carbon dating, but it's not as much as people make out. And there are ways of dating things, especially if you go down levels. It's like when you take a core sample from somewhere, you can pretty much see the different levels, and if you know what's been going on at a certain time, say there's been some kind of volcanic event that went around the world, you'll see like a layer of the kind of ash that's in there, so that can kind of date it a little bit. But the carbon dating things, it's been more refined over the years, and it gives you a rough kind of figure. But when they're saying 1 billion years, does it really matter? Once you get over like 1 million years, is it really any? What does it matter? It's like huge numbers, right? Long time ago. But I get you. I definitely get you. And again, in the end of the day, we've only got what they tell us to go by. Is what it is. What's just said? A satyr. No satyr banging in the temple. Exactly, Gradient. Exactly. Say them in Latin. Dude, I can barely speak broken English. Donnie, you know I struggle at the best of times to talk. You want me talking Latin? Dude, I would sound ridiculous. I sound ridiculous talking normally, let alone trying. The only accent I put on, well, Donnie, as we both know, is oh, tu as les yeux et bleu de la mer. Je suis Kevin. No. See? It's a little bit of French for you, Donnie. Private joke, right? Too soon? Only a couple of 100 years, man. Come on, we've got over it by now, right? Was any of William's kids born in 2017 when the coin was made? Oh, dear. Now, first, paranormal. If you're inclined to think that way, I can back you up. Because the first one of these coins was printed in 2017, starting with the Lion of England in 2017. There you go. There you go. Now, you got to remember, see, this is a generational thing, because I remember people saying that William, when he was born, he was meant to be that dude, right? And now it's moved on to his kid. You see how that happens? See how that works? And then the next generation will move it on to his kid. Is there going to be one that comes along? I think we should fear just man. Just a man. No magical powers, just evil. And evil can express itself in just ordinary people without some crazy bloodline. And that dude in World War II, he'd have been a good candidate for that character, right? I'm sure if you were around in World War II, it wouldn't have been much of a kind of debate to try and convince people that a certain dude in Germany might have been number one candidate for that role. I don't know, dude. I'm open to whether there's going to be one dude turns up on the scene. Maybe America came close to having him, just not too soon, probably. And I'm joking. I don't know. That's what it all boils down to in the end of the day. I don't know. I used to think Prince William was. He became the 1000th member of the Order of the Garter. He was also ripped from his mammy's womb on the morning of the summer solstice. Wasn't his due date, but that's when they made sure that he came into the world. And when you see that kind of thing happening, and that's why I always suspected that if there was to be one, a Damien from the was it the Omen film? I'm with you. I actually thought it would have been Prince William. Not so sure now. To be honest with you. We'll have to see what his children turn out like. I don't know. I seen a video that said it'll be a woman. Well, of course it will be. We're in a woke world now, dude. Of course it would be. Ah, man, us men ain't good enough for a role like that. You should know that. Come on. It could be anything. Anyone or anything. There you go. What else we got in the chat room? Just stay away from the musket, says Donny. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Geraldine says, my broad Belfast accent, nobody understands me. And say I talk too fast and jump from one subject to another and confuse people. Hey, listen, that Belfast accent's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It can be a bit fast at times, but hey, I'm Scottish, so we understand it. Elvis, is he? Oh, shook up. Was he the Antichrist? Was he? Damn, dude. Well, hey, he was the head of the choir, right? He came down and he sung and he had those snake hips going on, man. Leading women astray with that suggestive dancing style. I don't know why I've got that head rocking thing going on. This is the way Anne usually dances. Oh, man, no. Oh, I could feel the shoe. I could feel the shoe getting loaded. Dang, dude. You need to remember. Getting too excited here, you see. I'm too much fun. Stephen Haynes claims it's Susan Rice. Now, who on earth's name was Susan Rice? Was it not a Condoleezza Rice? I don't know who Susan Rice is, though. Was this your candidate for, like... See, I've probably jumped in the middle of a story now. And people are... She could be a demon. Susan Rice could be a demon. I'm not going to, like... I don't know who this woman is. She seems to work for a bank or something. I don't know. I'll need to check into her. Scotland's first fiscal commission. Never heard of her. Did. I'll need to check that one out. Exactly, Marky. Exactly. Nero, Napoleon, Hitler. Yep. Yeah. There's been a few, right? Didn't Nostradamus, didn't he predict Hitler as well or something? Only it was Hister. But don't let a couple of letters get in the way of a good yarn, man. A good quatrain, as they call them. Can't trust that one, then. Yeah, I don't know. If it's a banker, I wouldn't trust any of them. Yeah, Nostradamus, yep. That's an interesting dude, eh? Very interesting. Went in his cave with his wee bowl of water, scrying, and away in his astral journeys, man. Or was he a time traveller? You think so? All right, so this one works for... Anywho, on that note, I think it's time to go and grab the main man for the day, Mr. Scotty Lopez. Of course it'll be woke, Jason. You'll know the Antichrist. It'll introduce itself as he, him. Let me introduce myself. I go by he, him, she, her. Anyway, it's time for me to get out of here. I'm going to get Scott. It's all going a bit crazy in Kev's head right now. I feel like the Go to Mendes. We are out of here. Donnie says, big shout out to my Scottish friend Lulu. She's prettier than you. Sorry, Kev. Dude, let me come back on camera here. Dude, I have got a face like a well-scalped arse. I look like I fell off the top of the ugly tree, hit every branch on the way down, and then when I got up, I decided to headbutt the bark of the thing as well. I've got a face for radio. I've got the face that launched 1,000 crappy jokes. So I'm glad to hear that your friend's better looking than me, dude. Because I wouldn't wish this on nobody. That music's shite. There we go. You see, Leslie, for me then that is job done. My mission here today is complete. I made one person smile. And if you can make one person smile throughout the day, folks, what is it Polly says? Smiles go for miles. Yes, indeed. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo.